So welcome to our Tuesday morning Mind the Moment session brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to incorporate these practices into our daily lives and to find a way to utilize this community to help us to incorporate those practices. So we're so happy for everyone to be here. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I am delighted to be here with Kell Julliard, instructor with Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. Good morning, Kell.
Good morning, Suzanne. And if anybody wants snow, they could just come to Shutesbury because we've got it in spades. We're just west of the Quabbin Reservoir, and it is very white and very thick out there.
So you'll probably get up to 8 inches then. Is that what they're saying?
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, they're saying 1 to 3 here. I'm kind of like, that's not a snowstorm. The kids are off. They're probably wanting to go to the snow hills and go sledding, but I don't know. We take what we can get. I'm happy to have some snow. So yes, it's wonderful to have you here with us this morning, Kell.
Thank you.
And yeah, so for those of you that are new, very special welcome to you. And for all of our regulars, there's always a hug and a welcome for all of you here for being with us this morning. And yeah, so for those that are new, Kell will start us off with a question, and then he'll lead us in at least a 12-minute guided practice. That will be a mixture of guidance and a little bit of silence so we can all get used to the different types of meditation practice and sitting together. And then after that, we'll have time for maybe a question or two. So if you can go to the bottom of your chat, open up, bottom of your screen, open up the chat. And then once you open up the chat, you'll see at the bottom the blue drop-down menu that you can click on hosts and panelists and change that to everyone. And so everyone can see your comments and your answers to the questions. So with that, Kell has gotten ahead of things and he is raring to go. So our question is, what good thing has been in your life recently? So maybe taking a little breath as you take in the question. And as we all arrive today, what good thing has been in your life recently?
See, we already have a comment of birthday love. That's great.
Yeah.
Love coming to you on your birthday.
That's lovely. I love that. Yeah, it's a nice way to start the birthday off.
So
Loretta wants some snow in Michigan. What's that?
What good thing has been in your life recently?
Yeah, well, I was just describing to Kell, all of my high school friends came from New York, upstate New York to Boston. Tammy's his longtime friends. Yeah. Yeah, my 5 friends came, 1 from Massachusetts and 4 from upstate New York, and they all descended on me and my house, and we had from Thursday until Saturday a fun fest with all the high school buddies. So that was lovely. Just sharing a lot of love and fun memories. So yeah, how about you, Kell?
Yeah, I was thinking there's been a lot of good things. I'm singing in a group that is focusing on this Renaissance composer that's really wild and out there, and it's just so much fun to get together with a group of friends and sing this bizarre and passionate music. And I'm seeing such lovely comments in the chat about turning 65, reconnecting with old friends, fostering dogs at a local animal shelter, finishing a semester of grad school, ski trips, going on retreat. Lovely. Wow.
Laughter at myself and with others. I love that one too.
Yeah. Strengthening family connections, quiet time at home. Such a lovely spectrum of things that people are sharing here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice to bring up those things that are good around us. I noticed I have I changed my screensaver to bring up all my favorites from my photos on my computer. And all of a sudden I'm in the kitchen and I'm looking at these pictures of my kids when they were 4 and 6. And it brings such joy to, to have those little reminders of either present day joys or past joys, or even like, future joys. I'm going on a ski trip as well. So yeah, all of that seems like a lovely thing to bring up.
Cool. Well, our practice today is going to be around both savoring the positive and really getting in touch with our gratitude for what's right here and right now. So everybody's responses kind of opens the door and invokes that. But the neuroscientists, talk about something they call the built-in negativity bias of the brain, and how we're really programmed to pay attention to what is challenging or fear-producing in our environments. Because if our ancestors didn't do that, they got eaten by wild animals or marauding tribes or whatever. So we're really programmed to focus on the negative. And with all of the media bombardment that we have today, that can kind of keep that negativity going, much more so than in our past circumstances, in our past history as a species. So we really want to have ways of bringing our brains back into balance from the negative. So that's what this meditation is all about today.
Lovely. Sounds good.
So shall we go ahead and plunge right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we'll be doing a 12-minute meditation as usual. So take a moment to just really get settled in your chair, to check in with your posture, that your spine is comfortably upright so that you can breathe in a full but relaxed, natural way, and that your body is relaxed, that your body is really at ease while your spine is comfortably upright. So just taking a moment to really check in with your body. And then noticing that you're aware in this moment, that you're alive in this moment. There's warmth and breath and presence. And just noticing that, noticing the space of awareness itself, that our awareness holds everything that comes and goes in our experience. Awareness is the essence of meditation and the heart of mindfulness. So just recognizing awareness itself is one of our most powerful practices. It opens up space within. And now, bring to mind something in your life that's positive, that you're grateful for, that you enjoyed. It can be what you typed in the chat, it can be something else. But the idea is that we're going to bring this vividly to mind. So really invoke the memory, the images, the feelings what other senses are involved besides sight. It could be movement or taste or sound. To just really bring this, whatever it is you're appreciating, vividly to mind and feel it in your body. And our intention here is to savor this sincerely and with an open heart, just with ease, savoring this good memory, these good images. If other positive things come to mind, no problem switching from one to another. Feel free to stick with the one you've got or shift. Now, gently letting this go, let's just rest in awareness again, in the open spaciousness of awareness. Thoughts and feelings and sensations can come and go. We don't need to block them. We can just recognize that they come and go in the space of awareness itself. And now we're going to shift the focus of our meditation to what we can be grateful for right here and right now. First, that we are alive and aware. Just noticing the warmth of your body, your ability to see and hear. Your appreciation of any of your senses, whichever ones they might be. just bringing gratitude and appreciation to noticing our own aliveness. Noticing that the air around us is warm, that we're not subject to the elements, that we have shelter, and that we're safe in the space that we're in right now. What a gift. What a wonderful thing to appreciate. We can recognize this opportunity to meditate as something to appreciate. That we're training our minds in a good way and opening up capacities that can create a healthier, happier life for each of us. And that health and happiness can ripple out from us to others just by what we are doing here and now. And looking even deeper, we can appreciate the wisdom that each of us has gained through living life. All of us have wisdom, and our store of wisdom as we live is ever increasing. So just being grateful for the wisdom we each have right now. And appreciating the warmth of our own hearts, how our wish for happiness, for freedom from suffering is what brought us here, is what keeps us meditating. So that warmth of heart is fully present in this moment. And that also radiates out to others without effort. And now again, let's let the mind rest in the simple recognition of awareness itself. Awareness knowing itself like a light illuminating itself. And if your eyes are closed, gently let them open, bringing awareness to our shared reality and concluding our meditation for today. So we'd love to have your comments, questions, insights in the chat. If anything came up for you or anything you'd like to share. But while you're reflecting on that and maybe typing something in, I'd just like to say the first part, that savoring the positive, is something that we can do every day to bring us back into balance in our lives. And the neuroscientist and author Rick Hanson recommends, based on research, that we do that for at least 20 seconds, so that when something positive happens, we intentionally savor it for at least 20 seconds. And that helps it go into longer term memory. And it really helps correct that built-in negativity bias.
I love that. And I love Rick Hansen. So I'm happy to know about that research, Cal. It makes so much sense. And knowing that it just takes a short amount of time, it's not so long.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You could do it in the flow of life whenever anything positive happens. And what's not to like about that? So building this in as a habit, I think, could be really helpful. I'm seeing some really lovely comments in the chat about gratitude and about how just starting a meditation with savoring the positive can change the tone of the meditation. I love that insight. And about the exploration of awareness. We just take awareness so much for granted, and yet it's really the most positive thing in our lives. It's the power of choice and the space that wisdom can arise in. So, and I see a comment about how building a gratitude, appreciation is a great habit, but that can be more challenging when things aren't going so well. And I totally agree with that, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to meditate today with things that are immediate, that we so often take for granted. The safety of our space, the warmth, the physical warmth of the space, the comfort of our chair, our senses are functioning, our hearts are beating. There's so much to be grateful for that we can notice that can really help us come into a more balanced place in the middle of those challenges of life, that are always going to come. They'll come and they'll go.
Yeah. And just savoring those basic things, I think is such a lovely practice. Like, I think of one of our other teachers, Greg Topakian, that talks about just having warm water in the shower. I mean, that is, you think about it, you sit there and it's easy to take for granted. Yes, because we have it most every day, but gosh, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And, just.
Well, a lot of people like cold showers and think those are really healthy, but the fact we have a choice.
Yeah.
We could do a cold shower if we really feel that's going to be good for us. But we have a warm shower when we want one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, people lost power in Ohio, huh, Loretta?
Wow.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I Michigan. Yeah. Well, hoping that comes back on sooner than later. Kristen's saying she has a bit of a cold and stuffy nose. Recognize that only one nostril is stuffed, and I focused on the unstuffed rather than the one that's stuffed. It is, just what Kell has reiterated and what Kristen has reiterated, we have a choice. We have a choice to focus on that which is positive and that which is not. I think that's so beautiful. I happened to have something that I was going to post with some friends on Wednesday. It said Wednesday, it was a Wednesday post. It says, happiness is an attitude. We either make ourselves miserable or happy or strong. The amount of work is the same.
That's
Okay,
good.
talk
I
about
want to come back to the one nostril comment
yeah.
because this is so important about the built-in negativity bias. The way the brain works is when something negative arises, all of our mental energy goes to that and it just fills our world. And to recognize that it is not the entirety of our world. It's one of the great things about the body scan as a meditation is that if we have pain somewhere, we become aware that there's a whole bunch of places in our body that don't have pain. Yeah, I'm really appreciating Anita's comment about aging and collecting wisdom as we get older. You know, yeah, we've got such a bias against aging in our culture that I think it's important to remember the wisdom that we gather. I really wouldn't go back. I am happy to be the age that I am. So much happier than I was as a younger person.
Mm. Yeah, it really is true. You get so, you realize that you can get comfortable with yourself. There are times when we're uncomfortable, but for the most part, there's a beauty in not caring what people think. And I love that Rizvana's mentioned she's just back from India and the showers were cold. So it's, most people in the world don't have the luxuries that we have. And Colleen, we're wishing you well with your issues with vertigo. I've heard that can be difficult. And, hoping and knowing that things are temporary. I had someone else who dealt with it for, a similar amount of time and then it dissipated. So I'm hoping that dissipation comes sooner than later.
Yeah, likewise, Colleen. And I think, this savoring the positive and being grateful for what's there isn't a Pollyanna thing. It doesn't mean we ignore the negative or suppress it, but it does help us stay in balance while we're dealing with challenges. So I wish you all the best with that, Colleen.
And Loretta's mentioning dealing with the aging parent. One thing I did with one of my parents is recording their voice. And, I know I can't remember if there's some memory issues there, Loretta, but just interviewing them and recording their voice without a video I feel is really, really beautiful. So, yeah. And wishing you all this ability to focus on the positive and do some savoring today, as Kell has left us with some really wonderful thoughts and activities that we can do during our day. So happy to have you here, Kell, and to have your insights and recommendations for enjoying our time as it is. So
always a pleasure to be here and with all of you, and thank you all for your comments in the chat. Really great.
Yeah, thank you all for your practice and yeah. Oh, yes. And so thank you for your practice. Thank you for being here with our community. We'll be here tomorrow morning with our Zoom meeting format. Looking forward to seeing your boxes, your photos, your faces, your hearing your voices, or whatever works for you. So looking forward to all of it. And Cal, hoping to have you back very soon.
Thanks, Suzanne. Great to be with you all.
Yeah. See you soon.